when you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras. For the last 6 weeks, I've been dealing with this really frustrating problem in my network. And it's for a lab network, so I've been troubleshooting it. And I would get a notification, and the notification said, hey, there's a problem. It didn't really tell me what else about the problem. It didn't tell me this is hardware, software, logical. It's not telling me where to go look in the stack. So it's just saying, hey, there's a problem. And when I looked for the documentation on the internet, it was all just really sort of vague. Like, we don't know what has happened. And nobody really cared for this problem because they just switched services, and it's not in their layer 3 of their tech stack, which is great. But this layer 3 logical problem was causing a huge, huge failure. So every now and then I would get a problem that caused a failure, and then it would restore itself. So then my services were back up, and then I would get that notification again, and I knew the failure was going to come, but I didn't know when it was going to restore, but I also didn't know why the failure was happening. So I had to troubleshoot it. I had to look at the network configuration and where in the stack I was experiencing this layer 3 failure that ended up just taking out all of my network. So it turns out it was some firmware, and firmware doesn't report on how it's performing very well, and there's not a lot that makes clear and concise sense about this software that bridges hardware and firmware components. But I have good news. It's solved.